I'm TEMPHUiBIS here, and you know when I make music, I use video games. To help my music. You know that playing video games gave me the inspiration for music, and of course one of those really big inspirations and one of the key ingredients helping me with my music is the Game Boy. I used to have the actual first original, the brick Game Boy, the one that we all know, but this is the one I have now. I use Pocket Music to make the music, so to help with that. And it just came to me about how all of the old Game Boy musics were also inspirational in my life, as much as all the other things like the Commodore music, playing Commodore, with my brother, playing Commodore here, and playing the Nintendo, all the other things as well that gives me inspiration. But the Game Boy definitely had its big massive inspirations as well. So I've decided, to round up my top 10 favourite Game Boy tracks. I'm going to tell you guys what they are, play a little bit for you as well, and say what I think about them really and all that. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with number 10. Number 10 is from Wario Land, also known as Super Mario Land 3. And this stage is actually the first stage. It's in the Rice Beach world, and it's the first level. But I know it's on other levels in Rice Beach world. I think it might even be on levels outside Rice Beach as well. But this is the track here that I'm putting at number 10. I like that comedic effect that it has. It's a simple chord, but nice sounding melody, really. Definitely, it was something that I used to hum to myself every day as a kid, really. And I used to play that game all the time, again and again, because I always like that stage, really. It was funny. Number 9 is Motocross Maniacs, and the course for this one is course 4 and 8. Both those two had the same. Both those two courses had the same music, and this is my favourite track in the game. Bloody brilliant. 4 channels of production. You know, maybe a possible only 3. But I like how there's a load of build-up cuts and all different sounds going. It's just really, really terrific, and love the melodies for that as well. I also remember the game being a goddamn hard game. I couldn't do anything on it, but I always kept turning it back on to listen to that track specifically. Yeah, it's just terrific. And 8 is Probotector. Probotector and another game called Contra are actually the same games. They're just done in a different way. Like Contra being a bit more like Contra, you're using a human, and Probotector you're using a robot character and everything like, yeah. I think the music here is the same, or they might have a few little different bits, or maybe they're probably the same, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just saying Probotector, you know, and this is the Area 3. You know, definitely love this track. Area 3 Probotector. That's another tune here that I'd always hum every day. You know, nice, pretty cool track. Remember that one was pretty inspiring, yeah, because I actually remembered sort of trying to make a track like that when I first got Music 1 for the PlayStation. I couldn't really make a happy track. It was not exactly happy, yeah. It's nice and upbeat, should I say. I tried to make something like that and I couldn't do it. But it was a track that was in my head at the time, yeah. So that definitely was a track, yeah, that had to be in this video. And number 7 is the Page Master. And this was an obscure game. Not many people knew about this. I mean, everyone knew the film, you know, but you wouldn't think that the game was out. You know, I don't even remember buying it, really. I think my mum, yeah, more or less just went on a random spending spree, and there was times when she used to just buy me any random Game Boy game, even if I didn't ask for it. So I think that was one of them. But the horror track, as in like level 1, literally the first stage in the horror world, you know, I actually love this track a lot. It's got, oh man, it's got a wicked chord, man. Listen to it for yourself, man. I think it's just amazing that you can make, you know, a horrific sounding track even on the Game Boy. You know what I mean? It just shows that you don't always need a real organ to make scary sounds. You know, that's the best thing I like about the Game Boy. You know, you can accomplish anything, boy, if you just try on it. And 6 is Double Dragon 3. You know, this game is just, it's a hard game and all that, yeah, but I remember not really ever getting far on this. and there's a possible chance that I could have probably loved a lot more music later on in the game than this, because this stage is the first level, Mission 1 America, and I'm pretty sure there was probably more music I could have liked in this game, but I never got far to experience it. You know, I know I could probably just listen to it online now, but this was one of the tracks here that really inspired me when I started. Yeah, so let's listen to that. See, it's chord progressions like that I really love, and you know, the melody is a great melody as well. It's got its little dark sounding, something that sounds like you should be fighting with. You know, I remember a few people told me people told me a long time ago, yeah, that you can't use music like this, yeah, for a fighting theme or a fight, stuff like that. Yeah, I disagree. I feel this tune sounds perfect as a fighting thing in the background. So I know, yeah, that if people want to have fighting sounds in their game and everything and that, yeah, I definitely am always going to go along with styles like that, if you know what I'm saying. You know, still mixing it up with mine. But yeah, that's definitely an inspiring track. And 5, Probotector. We are back again with this. Same thing again, could be the same as in Contra, but I'm going with Probotector as that's the game I played first. You know, it's my friend who had it. He lent it to me before I found out about Contra. So, and this one is Area 4, and this track, my opinion, was this was the track, yeah, that always made me want to just keep on playing Probotector, even if I clocked it. I just carried on clocking it again and clocking it again and clocking it again. And all I always loved is when I could just get up to this level. If there was a cheat where I could have just started from this level and played only that level in a repeat, I would have did it. Track actually inspired me to do one of the tracks that I did in The Leftovers. You know, it kind of almost have the same concept, almost the same notes at some of the parts. So let's see if you can listen to a track from The Leftovers and figure out which one that track I just showed you inspired. And 4 is Super Mario Land. One of the biggest selling Game Boy games, probably the most selling Game Boy game. Obviously, it's one of the best. You know, everybody knows what Super Mario Land's all about. And I always loved this game. And the stage that the music we're going to show today is the Eastern Kingdom, which is World 1-3, World 3-2, and World 3-3. You know, always loved this track. It's bloody brilliant. I always like that dark sounding melody sort of thing, and the bass line. It's just got a brilliant simple chord in it. You know, the thing that makes me laugh is how short the song is, but how great the song is. You want it to go on forever. It's such a legendary song that when they always keep bringing out all these new games for the Wii and all that, yeah, I'm surprised yet it's only been rehashed once, sort of back, you know, like updated, you know, for a new Nintendo game sound, like they did it on Brawl. But that's a legend track for me, boy. Number 3, Super Mario Land again. And this time it's the Chai Kingdom, which is even more goddamn inspiring in my opinion. And it's just something that's... I'm even shocked that this one has not been rehashed or updated at all. It's like as if they just left this one in the dust. But let me explain to you why I love this track so goddamn much. You know, once again, you know, look how exotic the song sounded. It sounded like a proper actual Chinese sounding song. Really terrific. You know, like I said already, it proves you don't even need exotic equipment to make an actual Chinese sounding song and everything that, yeah. This was just done with a Game Boy, 4 channels. Seriously, probably, and like I said already, could only probably be free. You know, if you can just make good sounding music with just stuff like that, you know, it's just that sort of inspiring to me, and it's something that I like so much. The Game Boy has a big massive sounding to me, and that Chinese sounding track, it matched the level so perfectly as well. You know, it's so terrific, it's just so brilliant, man. And it makes and that's another game, yeah, that I more or less just played and clocked again and again and again just to hear the music. Number 2 is Super Mario Land 2, and this one, yeah, is the Star Maze track, which is actually in the Space Zone just before the boss. In that, yeah, I really do like the music. It's like a nice good dance track, you know, which is done with the Game Boy. Once again, boy, it's just brilliant what you can make with video games equipment. And this is a nice happy track, very nice and beautiful. Man, let's go to it. Such a nice, happy dance track and all that. I just remembered playing it and always wanted to get to just to that level. Always wanted to listen to it. And I remember when I was trying to find the track online so I could download it and blah 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 and everything that, I couldn't find it. I wanted to buy the game again, yeah, just so I can hook it up and then just record the track. It was just funny, you know. These are music that I'd like just as much as I like almost any other music as well, man. So inspiring. And number one, I gotta say, I got a story for this one. So I know I've said this about a few times already, right? Yeah, but do you ever recall playing a game and not playing the parts you're supposed to play because you're too busy playing the same part because you love the track that's playing in that part? In Road Rash, there's 5 courses you drive down, and you got to come first in all 5 of them before you can move on to level 2. But 2 stages have this one track, and those stages are Grass Valley and Palm Desert. And though the music is so class that I never ever really went on to any of the other stages, and I hardly ever got to level 2. I more or less just put Road Rash on to play the game, listen to the tracks. You know, this this is a track that, man, I got so much to say on this track, so I'll let you listen to it first. You know what? This was actually one of the tracks that made me say, you know what? I want to do music with the Game Boy. It was this. It was literally this track that actually made me use the Game Boy in the studio. I always wanted to use the Commodore. I always wanted to use the Nintendo. And I thought of this track, and boom, this track so this track is what made me say, yep, the Game Boy is coming into the studio as well, and I'm going to use the Game Boy to help make my music. I forgot the name of the music artist who made the music for Road Rash. So I got to say right now, if you guys like my music, yeah, then you need to thank this guy as well, because he obviously done a good job in inspiring me to do the music that I'm doing today. It really is. That's how much I like this one track. You know, many other tracks, of course, you know, for a Game Boy inspired me as much as anything that, but not as much as this track. There is still a load of other Game Boy tracks that I like. Maybe I could have made a top 20, but some of these tracks were really hard to find to actually put together to show you like this. But then some of the tracks that I would like to, I know from other games that I remember liking, I couldn't find some of them, or good qualities of them anyway, right? Yeah. So, but these ones I still wanted to show you, and I managed to show you. So that's my top 10 Game Boy tracks, and man, I need to start listening to these a bit more again. Hopefully get more inspiration. Hopefully I can come out with some more things. And I'm even planning to get the new, well, it's not new really, the Game Boy Nano Loop cartridge. That's something I should have got a long time ago. You know, it gives a bit more freestyle on the Game Boy synthesizer sounds and melodies. It gives a bit more freestyle on it. So maybe I could get a few more other good pointers and help in that. So you never know how terrific the music could come anyway. But like I said, yeah, that's all of the musics, guys. Yeah, so I'm not sure what my next video is going to be about, but I'll look for something to come up with, guys. Yeah, so thanks very much. I'll speak to you all later. Love who you are.